Yes, sir. 4 models.
Yeah, so I see like one thing is like like in your research you are doing on the, you are not working on predict like labeling the data, right? Because
We have already labeled data, sir.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
we are
okay,
not
so
doing
so more part I'm seeing it's more related to like getting that data and running the model. So
So
it's
you are
more,
trying to say you want that we have in real network we have captured the traffic and this is
yeah, that's
we
right.
haven't done, sir. We have
Yeah.
taken the data set from open source.
But for cyber security that is the main part, right? Because then this model running is the like more on the AI side, not on the cyber
Yes, sir,
security
but
side. Right?
I thought that ideas also come under the cyber security and we have and there was one faculty who was teaching about to apply ML in this idea. So I thought let's do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
that's good.
did
Yeah.
in this area, sir.
Yeah, because I was more like based on this topic, I was focusing more on like what kind of vulnerability you are seeing on like whatever packet you are capturing.
Yeah, yes.
So I was looking that part, but that part was little missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
What is malicious packet?
Sir, the packet in which like there is a malicious packet means there is a kind of attack activity in the malicious packet. Like
Just see,
if
yeah,
we have a
research aspect, we know, although I also know what is the malicious packet, you also know.
yes, sir.
How I will identify
Based on the feature, sir. So suppose we have a duration or we have a total byte of the packet, some amount, some threshold, and if we see that okay, the number of the total packets are beyond the threshold, then we see the pattern or we
what
say
is the
that
threshold here? That's the question. What
yes,
is the threshold here?
threshold is decided by seeing the attack patterns, like all the packets. Then based on that we decide the
Just say simple example that this is the malicious packet.
Yeah. That part I think yeah.
Sir,
Right. Go ahead.
there is only one solution of that. When we see all the data set and find the patterns, okay, using this, like this packet is traveling from source to
When we say
destination.
attack, what is the meaning of attack?
Like the system is compromised, sir. That we call it as a attack.
The same thing, beta. What is the research aspect? The research is called,
Correct, sir. Yes.
then what is attack?
Sir, when our system is not working, then we say that this is the attack that got in the system. Broader. Attacks can be in any website also, in system also, in network also. That is the reason why we are using this security. Like
Attack
कोई example अब बताओ, like let's just do real
just
example.
a real example, sir, can be suppose we have taken the Amazon website and there is one intruder who want to attack on Amazon website. Like suppose Flipkart.
मेरा सिर्फ रिसर्च पे फोकस करो. एक राउटर है, राउटर पे अटैक कैसे होता है? सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन.
राउटर पे अटैक कैसे
इंफॉर्मेशन कंप्रोमाइज होगी या
सर कोई भी प्रोटोकॉल टीसीपी के थ्रू या यूडीपी अगर हमारा प्रोटोकॉल यूज हो रहा है तो यूडीपी के थ्रू दे कैन अटैकर कैन कम एंड देन कॉम्प्रोमाइज द सिस्टम. दिस इज हाउ
राउटिंग टेबल को मॉडिफाई करना.
routing table को सर malicious nodes. So suppose we have different nodes in the IoT devices and attacker come and what to say that उसने एक node को वो कर दिया like kind of malicious node को कर दिया and then what it can do that it can do the DDoS attack or any kind of attack. This is how it can be.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you sir.
Next candidate.
So pendrive
इसी पे
the primary user attack in this sensor network. Actually, what we have seen last few months, so you can see that the uses of mobile phones in the system is very large. So our spectrum is very limited. So how much the users are increasing day by day. So we have to use the spectrum in specific way that everybody get the spectrum utilization properly. So other one, those are not in the communication. can easily secure the network also. So what are the different parts? This mobile communication is very strengthened day by day, but otherwise other signal strength is very not usable in that nowadays. So we have that CR quantitative radio technology sensing is there. So we can use spectrum as per the utilization of the requirement. So where will the holes we are getting, what are the different holes where the frequency is not used, and somewhere frequency is very much condensed wave based. So firstly we have to search that part where the system we require the frequency spectrum and user is want to use the frequency line. So first of all, there are different technology by which we can sensing the spectrum, analysis the spectrum, and decision making the spectrum. This is the whole cycle of the cumulative radio. So what are the different solution we are putting in that part? So spectrum as in that how to spectrum holes or information is there. So we can find that holes that spectrum is not using by the other users. So we analyze that part, how much we have holes, how we can directly go to the user, we can spectrum, with the frequency range are there, what the different, in which local area is there, some other area is there, so different sensing spectrum is there, then we can transmit that signal to the user, but other requirement. This is the main scenario of our part. So most of the attacks on the balance is spectrum data malfunction attacks. So what happened in our, we have one fusion center in every spectrum area. So everybody knows is connected to that part. If any attacker will attack to that part, so we can see that the primary transmitter is that we have primary user network, we have licensed user. We are giving some spectrum to the licensed user and TU2 and there are some secondary user, they are not licensed, they are not used on that spectrum. So we have to use that spectrum part according to the frequency band that we have used. So somehow the primary user is transmitting to each primary user, they are connected to each other, but some attacker is attacking between the primary users on that spectrum, but we are using on the primary ones. But some attacker want to use that spectrum unlicensedly. So we have to mitigate that part to secure the primary users first. So or similarly, we have to give that spectrum to the secondary other users also. There is no malicious user will be coming in that part. So that is the total scenario in that what we studies in that part, how to secure our network. There are different problem in our network, some sensing problem, some remote nodes problem, there are some transmitting problem, there are a lot of problem are there. So we have FCC said that PU cannot be modified to support security, hence regular authentication scheme do not work. So that policy failure, location failure, sensor failure, transmission failure, there are different security issues come in the wireless sensor networks. So come over that part, we have to make a gapping study, what are different, how to we can get up to that part. So speed, reliability, spectrum detection, catching between primary user and others. So how we can come over that part? We can see that reverse receive signal strength information. But the signal strength we are receiving from the primary user and the secondary user and the attackers. We can analyze on some parameters. We analyze that part. On that helper node we can use somewhere, but somewhere primary user will not identify that user also, so secondary user will attack in that part. So somehow we can replace that part to the, so that our network will be more secure in that. So provide mitigation strategy against malicious in order to make proper relation of network resources, to design a model of PU detection with better relation of free spectrum. So there are the different, we have to objective in my study how to secure the item, our spectrum, better realization of spectrum, and there is no malicious user in the spectrum represented. This is the main core user. Good types are coming in our since DP. We have some paper on that, work on that trust node. How to trust the node, what are the different packet they are transferring, we can trust on that. On that whether we are taking that is transmission of TOI is arrival and receiver part, emission and the arrival. That we can estimate time of arrival and time of destination on that some different part, primary from the fusion center. The fusion center with the main center, everybody node is connected to that part. So that connector there will analyze all the spectrum part, then we will get to the users nodes. Then only we will connect to the user node. Otherwise we will not connect to the user node. It is the main scenario what we studied in that. So how the spectrum fusion, who is what emission distance between C is part that what we have seen that is the number of detected values we have, maximum allowable definition, but we have if C is more than this, that we have the P attack is there, not the maximum how much derivation we can allow to the nodes so that we can get the spectrum part. So different some studies there we have done in that part. So on MATLAB we can propose for that we are going to MATLAB we can design the spectrum part. We can analyze the spectrum, we can use the spectrum property, there is no bigger type to be there. So we can easily do that. So these are the different I have studied in
The one thing in your proposed work you talk about the distance. So what distance that you are talking about?
But when we are the fusion center is actually the every nodes. So distance we know the what we are collecting the node, the distance we know that. But some malicious nodes will be there. So distance measurement will be there. Earlier
That is the number of hops.
How the emission and the arrival of the node spectrum कितनी देर में वो आ रहा है और कितनी destination कितनी दूर है हमारा.
So how does distance play a role here?
Because some malicious user or nodes will come inside between the that distance measure in that how early that spectrum is coming to inside. So the distance earlier was there, what was there, and nodes is malicious nodes is coming to the between the user. That the distance will vary.
One last thing that I want to understand. You talk about the operating system disconnect.
Disconnect.
And this, I have seen this some of this observation. You written this operating system disconnect. That is the is one of the result of the attack. So what is I could not understand what is the meaning of this operating system?
Disconnection of the communication between two nodes.
So how it is different from this operating system disconnect and other type of
Operating system, the operation we are doing, total of nodes are operating in between that system. Different nodes are working, that is a system.
where the operating system is in the node.
That not operating system, not Windows and like that. Total system is working, that is a system. How different nodes are connected to that system is called as operating system.
You were talking about the power related stuff, right? So how that is playing in this attack?
When every node receives something and transmits something,
That's
they have
right.
some energy in that. When you receive something, will take some energy in that.
Yeah.
You have to send something, you have to speak somebody, you have to transmit energy. That energy will dissipate in that to receiving and for transmitting. When that power is not there, then how much will be transmission and effectively transmission will not be.
So how it will they will use that part to attack the system, right? Is there
Because if primary user is not transmitting properly, then secondary user will insert in that part, on that frequency spectrum,
okay?
to utilize that frequency and for transmitting the same on the same length. Because the primary user is not that much power, transmitting the proper packet. So the secondary user will take the over that and use.
So in your research, how you are like mitigating this problem, like
So receives in the strength,
okay.
will be there, time estimation will be there. The three parameters are connecting the distance, power, and
No, but like let's say these two users, like one is not having power, that is the real user.
because
Another user came, like attacker came, he's having like the more power.
But fusion center will know the distance we have taken, because every node is not from the same distance.
Okay.
The distance fusion center will get the distance power. That's why we're taking the parameter of distance also. How much distance earlier we are something now with different nodes are connecting, which distance they are.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Next, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, anybody? 6.
Any group?
अरे जल्दी करो टाइम
Any group? कोई भी group आ जाओ. Anyone?
नहीं नहीं अच्छा किया थोड़ा सा मतलब मेरे को लग रहा है प्रैक्टिकल साइड में जो आप बोल रहे हो वही मिसिंग पार्ट है प्रैक्टिकल चीज़ कैसे
एक तुम अपना टीम तो बताओ, यहाँ तो टीम किस में बताओ, टीम किस टीम में हो, टीम नंबर तो बताओ, टीम नंबर तो बताओ ना, हम लोग टीम के साथ
Good morning everyone, my name is Shivani Singh. My topic is Wireshark in cybersecurity. Wireshark is a powerful network packet analyzer. It helps in monitoring, troubleshooting and securing networks. It is widely used in cybersecurity, ethical hacking and forensics. A role of Wiresharks in cybersecurity. It is used for detect network instructions and security threats, monitor suspicious network traffic, analyzes malware behavior and cyber attacks, helps forensic and investigation of security breaches in our network issues. What is the key features of Wireshark? It captures live network packets in real time. It supports hundreds of network protocols like HTTP, UDP, DNS, and there is lot of filters which is used for specific analysis. There is also a color coding for easy packet identification. It is works for Linux, Mac OS and Windows also. How Wireshark works? We have the software of this and we have to use for in the network interface which is Wi-Fi or Ethernet, and after that we have to use start capture to collect network packet. Apply filters to focus on the relevant traffic, inspect packet details like IP address, protocols and payloads, identifying security threats and anomalies. In cybersecurity investigation, it detects unauthorized access and hacking attempts, identifies malware communication over the network, tracks data breaches and information leaks, helps security professionals analyze attack vectors. There is a lot of advantage and limitations in cybersecurity. It is a free and open source, support real-time and offline analysis also. It is useful for IT security and forensics also. There is some limitations here. It cannot decrypt and encrypt traffic in HTTPS and VPN. Require technical expertise to interpret data. Large packet captures cannot be easy to analyze. It is very difficult to analyze the large packet in this Wireshark. Wireshark is a powerful tool for cybersecurity professionals. Helps in detecting and analyzing, preventing cyber attacks. Plays a key role in network security and forensic investigations.
just go to the previous slide. What is malware communication?
So malware is unauthorized data which are not
Malware communication. You say that it can detect the malware communication from your system.
there is a like sir,
How it identify? How this tool will identify that this is the normal communication or this is the malware communication?
सर जब उसमें कोई भी हमारे सिस्टम में भी इंस्टॉल है, जब इसमें कोई भी अनऑथराइज एक्टिविटी होती है तो वो डिटेक्ट करता है कि
वो तो टूल डिटेक्ट कर देगा ना. My question is that how it differentiate this normal communication and malware communication?
So have you executed this tool or?
सर इट इज वेरी न्यू टू मी. आई एम
Okay.
वर्किंग इन दिस साइबर सिक्योरिटी. माय डोमेन इज डिफरेंट.
Okay.
आप वेट करोगे.
Yeah, because that tool will not tell anything. So it's the human who need to find it out, right?
It's
Because
very new to me.
yeah, yeah, because I have worked that tool for like 10-15 years, so I know like it will only give you all the detail. It will give you the port and IP address, but you need to go and do that work by yourself. So tool is just going to show you the packet, all the detail it will provide, but all those security related stuff you need to find by yourself, or like run some other tools to analyze and find it based on what we have. That's good. Yeah, based on like what you are doing. Yeah, you still have knowledge on the tool. Yeah, very good.
Okay.
So better.
Thank you.
A very good morning to all, respected judges, all my faculty, panels, those who are attending this FDP, and all the JNU students and staff. I am here to present a discussion on credit card fraud detection using AIML. As we all know that this is electronic era, everybody is nowadays using electronic gadgets, and we are switching more and more towards the uses of electronics for our transactions, for our day-to-day activities. We all are using credit cards. After Corona, everyone is switching to this electronic transactions, and in this electronic transaction there are a lot of frauds which are happen due to this credit cards because of either our negligence or either due to the techniques, various unauthorized techniques which fraudulents are using to access our credentials. So here I am presenting the techniques and as well as the AIML methods by which using those techniques we can reduce or we can catch the frauder. This is the basic idea behind the credit card fraud detection. Credit card fraud detection is a fraudulent transactions that is made using a credit card or debit card using by an unauthorized user, which actually capture our information either by doing social engineering with us or by cloning our card through a cloning machine. We live in a world, as already I have explained, that everybody is either suffering this kind of frauds, and we are not ready to pay for those which we have not purchased. So that is why this is a important thing with which we all must be familiar, and we should get rid of this kind of problem, or we should have tools by which we can either identify the frauder or we can trace the methods to identify that. This is the overview of credit card frauds. Either in credit card frauds, card is not present, means we are doing the online transaction, or frauders do the social engineering by which they take the access of our credit card details by either emotional attack or any kind of other activities. And this is the recent data of the sufferer according to Federal Trade Commission. There are a lot of data available by which we can find the information of these kind of frauds. This is the worldwide data. We can see from this data that by the year 2027, about $38.5 billion of loss can occur in the worldwide due to this fraud. These are the typical frauds which happens around us due to this frauds. Fraudsters either use to do the card skimming by the machines or the phishing attacks, which already I had given you little bit idea. These are the challenges which we are facing now because of the traditional techniques. Traditional techniques are basically based on few rules, and the attackers are every time changing their strategy to steal our money, and it is also tough to maintain the overhead in the traditional techniques. High false positive rates, adaptive nature of fraudsters, they are frequently changing their parameters to do these kind of activities. So to overcome with all these kinds, we require AI driven techniques or any other technical aspects by which we can save our transactions, save our valuable money. So there are various methods. We all are familiar with the techniques. Either the technique in machine learning can be supervised learning. In supervised learning, we all know that the data is classified and is basically supervised under the predefined rules, and in this we used to take the data from the either from an existing word, or we can use the data from the Kaggle and other softwares, and then we have to use the classification model and do the predictions. Similarly, we can use the unsupervised learning methods as well. There are various deep learning techniques also in neural networks, and in all these techniques we used to take the features first and then reduce the false positive. These are the steps we use in machine learning method. First step is data collection and pre-processing. Then we used to do the feature extraction, then rule defining, then train the model, and based on the model we find the evaluation matrices, which can be accuracy, precision, F1 score, recall, and other parameters. And this is the first step. First step is data collection and pre-processing. Then second is feature extraction, then rule defining. The classification can be either binary classification. In binary classification, we classify the data in various categories based on whether the existing technique is done by the fraudsters or it is a different technique. Accordingly, we can classify the data in positive and negative, or true or false. This is the basic steps which we use in machine learning models using Python, and various libraries we are already familiar, pandas, numpy. This is the basic idea which I have given here. Data we can import, and from the various libraries we can do these kind of processing. This is the importing of data. Then we process the data and split the data. Various models we use to apply, decision tree and k-nearest learning, logistic regression, SMV, random forest. These are the various techniques of AI/ML, and accordingly we can calculate accuracy. And in all the case, accuracy will not give the results, because if data is unbalanced, means various classes are not equally distributed, then accuracy will not give the correct result. Then we can go for precision, F1 score, and other parameters, matrices parameters. F1 score again gives the harmonic mean between precision and recall, and in certain cases we find the F1 score accordingly. Confusion matrix actually gives the overview of the complete data of false positive, false negative, and all other parameters, true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. And accordingly, for various models we can find out the confusion matrix, and then accordingly, this is the basically overview. I have not taken the data. This is the overview of the work which we used to do in machine learning. Actually, I am working in the data of biomedical engineering, and same can be implemented in the data of fraudsters as well, as for the verification of credit cards. So these are the challenges we normally face in the machine learning models, because in machine learning models we require the data, and data is the private property, and we cannot take the private before doing these kind of experiments. We have to take the prior permission of the person. So these are the few of the issues which we face in these kind of modalities. AI/ML algorithm require data which is privacy related. So the solution is, before taking all these kinds of data, we have to take the prior permission. Model interpretability is again a issue, because complex models like deep learning are basically the black box. But what is happening inside we are not aware. So we have to find the solution for these kind of issues. Then the continuous improvement, false positive and false negative. These are the future trends for AI and ML, and we can incorporate these techniques along with various hybrid models we can develop, and explainable AI can also be a future aspect for finding the fraud using credit cards, and blockchain also we can incorporate along with this. These are the future aspects of this method. This is all about from my
I
side.
have one
Thank you.
question, like for
Yeah,
this
sure.
project, like whatever you guys did. So have you used any specific data to train the model?
No sir, that I have not used any data in this
Okay.
case, but I have used data of medical engineering for diagnostic purpose.
Okay, so in those fields, what were your challenges, like when you're using your data?
Sir, initially first thing was the data acquisition, because in my medical terminology, first problem is to take the data from the patient. I used to do work on cancer patient. I have an association with AIMS. So to take the data of the cancer patient is a challenging task. Moreover, the repositories available in India for medical diagnostics is very less. So we are more of dependent on the data available on Kaggle and other platforms. That is the biggest challenge.
Okay.
Because repositories available for medical data are still very less in Indian. And second, ethical clearance is the biggest issue in medical data.
Yeah, because there's more lot of security and privacy.
Definitely. Ethical clearance is the first factor in medical data. So that we used to face a challenge in that.
So in your research, you collected all the information based on whatever stuff you got, but in reality, you haven't run it and then got the.
In this case, I have not run it. I have just given the overview of the case which can be possible.
Yeah, thanks. I'm
आपको पार्ट इस क्लोनिंग मशीन के बारे में बता रहे थे, ये कैसे काम करते हैं?
Sir, वो basically it's a kind of copier, which when you used to put the card on that, it basically it consists of memory. Memory is a semiconductor thing, and all that memory is they used to copy all the physical information and clone.
ATM में ऐसे कार्ड घुसाते हैं तो
उसमें भी सर वो उसके नीचे कुछ इंसर्ट कर देते हैं क्लोनिंग वाला मशीन, screaming device. So that used to capture all the information. There are various methods. Either they can trace your finger positions. By using your finger positions, they can identify the pin number which you are putting in that, or they can put a machine under the ATM scanner where we used to insert our card. So from that they used to capture our information.
So they will log the detail and then will create the card and then they can use that.
Yes.
Yeah,
सर वो नॉर्मली प्रिकॉशंस में आता है कि आप जब भी क्रेडिट कार्ड मशीन यूज करने जा रहे हैं उसको पहले निकाल के चेक करें. अगर वो डिटैचेबल आ रहा है तो किसी ने उसके साथ कोई डिवाइस लगाया है, या कई वहाँ सामने ऊपर की तरफ कैमरा लगा देते हैं. दैट कैमरा इज फोकसिंग टुवर्ड्स योर कीपैड साइड. यू मस्ट बी वेरी केयरफुल एट दैट टाइम.
Yeah, but now I think all the ATM machine they have more security, so they
Yeah,
can't
definitely.
insert it. Right?
Yeah, definitely. Day by day we are moving more towards security.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
My pleasure. Thanks a lot. Any other doctor? Thank you.
Clapping तो की नहीं.
Yes, sir. Next slide. Next slide. Hello everyone. Welcome to the last day of FDP on Advanced Cybersecurity Research, Theoretical and Practical Approach.
Team number क्या है?
Yes, sir.
7 तो नहीं है 7.
Yes, sir. Team number 7. In our team, we have 4 members: Divjot, Rajiv, Nitu, and I, Priyesh. We have developed a project which is named as Guardians, that is AI-driven security guard for advanced real-time detection of intrusive attacks in network simulator. In this, basically, we have used a network simulator, that is NS3, to develop the packets. Introduction.
You
can skip.
definitely you can skip all the definitions.
The problem statement is the complex and the resource constrained nature of IoT network exposes them to evolving cyber threats, increasing their susceptibility to attacks and intrusion. The inability to safely test and analyze these threats in real-world environments hamper the development of effective security solutions. Our objective is to design and implement a real-time advanced ideas for IoT network using a network simulator. Our sub-objectives is first, the simulation of realistic IoT devices in the NS3 software. Second is to generate and capture those network files using the NS3. The network files generated are benign attacks based on the R rules. Third, build an ML model for the anomaly detection. Fourth is to deploy that model on the server node. Okay, so our project is divided into 3 phases. First, using the NS3 for IoT network simulation. Phase 2 is for data modeling and data conversion. Phase 3 is the deployment. In phase 1, NS3 is a software tool that simulates the network. Let me just show you how it's done. It's a VMware Kali Linux. Okay, so this is the script for NS3 to simulate a network. We have created. So we have created 5 nodes and 1 server. Then we have created a channel to communicate with them. Let me just directly go to profiling, where we have said this is the benign network and this is the attack network. Basically, the earlier question from the earlier participant just that you have asked, how to say that this is the malicious packet or not. So according to the packet contains many data. Okay, data headers, protocols, uska length, uski duration of communication, etc., etc. So for here, what I have used, let me just give you. So in that code, what I have done to simulate an attack, it's a what it does the एक नोड से दूसरे नोड पे जाने के लिए जो डेटा रेट सेट कर दिया है वो है 5 Mbps बेसिकली होता क्या है, जब ऑन टाइम ऑफ वो रैपिडली भेज रहा है rather than just यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, जो वन नोड एक नोड है दूसरे नोड से कम्युनिकेट कर रहा है, जब वो मैसेजेस भेज रहा है तो वो पर्टिकुलर कुछ सेकंड्स पे भेज रहा है, 0.5 के डिफरेंस पे भेज रहा है, rather than यहाँ पे अटैक में क्या हो रहा है, वो कंटिन्यूसली पैकेट्स को भेज रहा है फॉर 8 सेकेंड्स टू 15 सेकेंड्स। नॉर्मल कॉल में क्या होता है, जब हम कॉल कर रहे हैं तो 1 सेकेंड से 50 सेकेंड चल रहा है क्योंकि वो स्टार्टिंग उसका 1 है। तो ऐसे करके हम जो पैकेट डिफरेंशिएशन है वो दिखाते हैं। तो होता क्या है, पैकेट मॉडलिंग और ट्रेनिंग से पहले क्या आते हैं, प्रोफाइलिंग आती है। तो जिस भी कंपनी में जो भी तरीके का डेटा ट्रांसफर वो सब हो रहा है उनके नेटवर्क पे, उसकी हम पहले प्रोफाइलिंग करते हैं कि हमारा जो यूजुअल डेटा है वो ये है, इससे जो भी डेविएशन होगा वो मालिशियस नेटवर्क और वो मालिशियस पैकेट होगा। तो इसी डेविएशन को कैप्चर करने के लिए हम नेटवर्क ML मॉडल्स तैयार करते हैं सो दैट वो उस एनोमली को डिटेक्ट कर सके। ओके, उस तो सेकेंड फेज जो है, so second phase is this is theory. Okay, sorry. So हमने अभी क्या किया कि जब नेटवर्क सिमुलेट किया तो सिर्फ एक ही डिफरेंस रखा कि पैकेट का ड्यूरेशन पहुंचने का इतना है। तो नॉर्मल ये क्या हो गया, एक कॉलम हेडर के करस्पॉन्डिंग हमने अटैक या बिनाइन बता दिया। तो मॉडल ट्रेन ऐसे नहीं हो पाएगा क्योंकि वो सिंगल ऐसे कोरिलेशन हाईली कोरिलेटेड हो जाएगा। तो इस वजह से मॉडल अच्छे से ट्रेन नहीं हो पाएगा। बट इस प्रोजेक्ट को आगे कंटिन्यू करने के लिए और दिखाने के लिए कैसे हो रहा है, तो वी हैव टेकन वन पब्लिकली अवेलेबल डेटा सेट दैट इज CIC IoT 2024. It's a very latest data set, and we have used a random forest ML model to train and get the results. So let me just show you once what is how PCAP files. Okay. One thing I just let me just show you how NS3 works. This is the NS3 folder. In Scratch folder, we use this CPP file, and when we build and run, what will happen? It will generate some files, simulation files. Okay, just because I have saved that once, it is building once again. It just take hardly few seconds. So what will it do? It will generate simulation files, tracing files, routing files, so that we can visualize each packet, how it is interacting with each other. Okay, so just see this file, and one second. This is the network simulator. In network simulator, we can see these nodes and one server are interacting with each other. This is the result from the ML model on the CIC model we have got. What I have done that we have done the feature extraction also on the basis of Kata boost algorithm. We have sorted the list in the ascending order of how important that feature is, and take 5 features, then train the model and evaluated the results, then 10, 15 and so on. And based on that, these are the results that beyond 20 we are getting almost the consistent results. So real-time deployment, obviously the time constraint, we have not done this, and this is our future work. Conclusion is that As Guardian will be definitely the pioneering real-time anomaly detection for the IoT networks with a great impact. Thank you.
Good. I have one question. Okay, so this one, like, so you are saying like on the 5 feature, it's boosting really high, right? So
Okay.
can you tell me like what are those 5 features you are getting from the PCAP file?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Definitely. So
Or you guys remember, then you can tell me also. You don't need to show it to me. So.
okay, Actually, it's easy to show.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
This is the PCAP files that are generating.
Mhm.
So let me just. When we open this with Wireshark,
No, but after that you are converting into some
converting yes. Okay, the conversion
data, right?
Yes, sir. We
that
can
we are
directly
using for the
use the
training.
T-Shark TCP dump to convert in the data set CSV, but according to us, okay, this is PCAP to CSV. What we are using these headers from the PCAP files, that is length, protocol duration, weight, S rate, etc. etc.
So which are those five like that bringing the that
Okay,
90%?
for that,
Yeah, like we have these attributes, like
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
features, right? So
These
which are
features.
those five?
yes, sir.
And do you feel why that is doing that, right? So do we have any?
Yes, yes. Let me just show you. This is the Python training. Okay. So we have data set. Now this is okay. This is the importance feature, importance list that is ascended. Let me just show you the names.
Yeah, okay.
This.
So
This is the important feature. The most important feature was IIT, then max, fin count, weight, rest, accordingly.
yeah,
These
so
are,
we are giving the different numbers.
this is the index number.
Yeah, okay. So this
And
is not the
the
importance
shortest
number,
This
right?
is the no. This is not the importance. This is the importance score.
Okay, so whatever the higher score is the good one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is the ascended list. So this is the index of the feature. We have to preserve the index for the
Yeah, got it,
training.
yeah,
process.
that's right. That's in order, weight, list, call number, state,
Yes.
variance.
These are the all feature list. It has got, I guess, more than 50 features. This data set.
So do you know like why that is picking those features like as a highest priority?
Yes, sir. According to statistics, if we see, because machine learning obviously follows the statistics.
Yeah,
algorithm,
that's right.
So these features are highly correlated with the target variable, that is benign or attack
Okay.
in the binary classification. So the IIT feature is highly correlated with that. So it has a higher feature hypothesis. So different algorithms prefer different methods for correlation.
So you are seeing differences if you are using different algorithms.
Different
then
algorithms,
feature
yes,
is
exactly.
changing.
The difference may be not very much high, but there is a significant difference. Definitely.
Okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So what criteria you have
sorry.
taken for this importance?
Criteria. So
How
the
value
algorithm.
comes?
Okay, so that will be. We will definitely get the answer in the algorithm we are using. The cataboost algorithm we are using.
That's
Okay.
fine, but how this value is going to compute it?
Okay. The cataboost algorithm works on the random forest. So each feature is defined, distributed in a tree form structure, and when we calculate the entropy based on each instances, the rows, that.
That's I'm getting the weighted factor that you've given to that value, that you've given some weight factors.
While training.
And means that can you create any type of the novelty, means what already this algorithm is doing. So can you introduce some type of the novelty when you are computing this importance feature?
No. Importance feature is just a mechanism to read. What we can do is.
Because sometimes you feel like, let's say for example, let's say like the source IP address is like something malicious source IP address is coming, right? So source and destination IP address is also like important part, right? But I'm not seeing in this list, so maybe
No.
the data is not there.
The
Yeah.
ID based features are not taken in the training process because they create the unnecessary correlation. For example,
Okay.
from one IP address there are multiple packets going. So for example, for those packets the attack is defined. So what will happen for that particular IP, it will consider that this IP is attacked. So it will give redundant results.
No, I'm saying like, let's say like our system is knowing like these are the list of IP from where I will receive the.
That is the function.
Data.
This is the intrusion detection system. That is a function of firewall. If we
Yeah, that
feel
will
like
drop there itself.
yes,
Got it. Okay.
firewall is a game.
Got it.
Sorry, sir.
Thanks.
Sorry, I didn't answer the question.
किसके पास है?
कितने हो गए सर? 6 हो गए। चल एक वहाँ से लोग बीच
कर लो
आ रहे थे कैमरे की साइड
पेन ड्राइव लगा हुआ है तो
ये कौन सी वाली है?
रेडी ओके
मैंने क्लिक किया था सर।
तुम्हें बोलना पड़ेगा ना।
सर
Good morning, everyone. I am Khadija. And he is my teammate, Vivek Kumar Rajak. My work is actually in artificial intelligence.
What is your team number?
Sir, team number 5 or 6?
5 है 5.
5.
टीम के इकट्ठे बोल रही है ओके सारे कंसीडर
So my work is actually in artificial intelligence, but whatever I have learnt in this FDP, I have tried to represent that. So today I will be representing and he will be answering. So these are the outlines that I am going to cover today. That includes introduction, what firewall can block or permit, types of firewall, NAT, SNAT and DNAT references. So this is the definition, but what I actually understood by firewall is that firewall is like a security guard who actually checks who can be allowed and to enter the university or any campus and who can be allowed to exit. So this is the OSI model, but we can see that physical layer and application presentation session layer actually corresponds to data, but transport network and data link layer has the address, and whenever we are connecting to the internet, we not only have the web page, but we have the any device has a MAC address that is unique to the device, and it has an IP address that whenever we are connecting to the internet, we have a unique IP. And whatever port we want to access, that has a port number. So there is always a misconception. So there is always a misconception that IP address, firewall can filter the virus also, or if there is any malicious software, then firewall checks that. But this is always a misconception. Firewall actually sees the traffic only. So data will always be there. It doesn't matter whatever data we are sending, but who is sending the data and who is receiving the data. The work of firewall only corresponds to that. So it will check the source port, destination port, source IP, destination IP, and source MAC and destination MAC. So there are different types of firewall. So filter will filter NAT and manual. So what filter will do? It actually filters like a strainer that. Whenever we make tea, the tea bag is there on the strainer and tea is being transmitted. So it acts like that. And 90% of the firewalls are filters. And what network address translator does, that if we are in the private IP, our network is private. So public IP addresses will not be able to connect to our network. So a network address translator translates the private network to public network, and then the connection is being established. And there is Mangle. So what Mangle does is like this represents the car with red light. That represents the importance of somebody. If there is traffic, then the red light person will be allowed to overlook the traffic. Similarly, if there is any important network that wants to establish the connection, then we will permit that, and else will be filtered. So this is the working of network address translator that I have said that this is the source IP, and which is 10. So we already know that public IP is 10.172 and 192, right?
Onwards.
Onwards. So this is 10. So it will convert it into public IP, and then the connection will be established. And similarly, we have SNAT and DNAT, because if the source is private, then it will make the source network as a public network, and then source will be able to transmit the packet. And if the packet is coming from outside, then it will convert the destination address to private IP, and then the connection will be established. And this is the references that we have gone through. Thank you.
प्रक्रिया थोड़ा फास्ट प्रेजेंटेशन कर दिया, वेरी क्विक.
But overall, it's good. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Like we have the real example and all this stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
So like private to public translation, how you like how that happened inside the system. So can you elaborate a little more on that, like and how you can block like some IP, right? Like so you have the some IP range, it's coming to you. Then how that like this.
So that is the basic our objective was that there are some firewalls, paid firewalls like Cisco's, Adaptive something, and Microsoft ISA. So in this case we work on the IP tables. So basically IP tables is a open source firewall, and it is very powerful firewall that can do all the things is done by the paid the firewalls. So like in IP tables, that's firewall. There are some rules and all we can set up. You can block particular service also like telnet, FTP. These commands are there. Using that you can directly block to particular IP or any other network in that.
IP and port, right?
IP and port, yeah.
Okay, this firewall can be applied at two layers, at the network layer and application layer. So can you suggest for which type of the organization, which type of the mechanism is better?
Actually, if you talk about these educational organizations, there has always the fund crunches, so they should use the IP.
Fund is not. There should be some technical reason. Some organization have fund, some don't have fund. Fund is not.
So I don't know exactly. You need to explore.
So which one you need more effective? Which one you say that which level it is more effective to go for the firewall, network layer or the application layer?
Network, yes. Why? Because any traffic moves from the network only.
Okay.
चलो मेल लॉगिन कर लेना नेट है ना इधर नेट से कनेक्टेड है ना बस तो ठीक किसी की स्लाइड पर नेटवर्क से कनेक्टेड कर दो ना मैं कैसे बताऊँ
Good morning to all. My name is Aman Kumar Diwan. I am a research scholar of NIFTM, National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management, Kundli. So our topic is cybersecurity awareness and tools.
Sorry to interrupt, but what is your team number?
Team number 10, sir.
And I am Yashwant Kumar from NIFTM.
He is my colleague Yashwant Kumar. Okay. And our third member is Anjani from JNU. So here we to discuss some tools that can aware about cybersecurity. We have Google Takeout, a tool to export user data from Google services include Gmail, Drive, location history, search, YouTube, etc. Why it is important for forensics? Helps to investigate, analyze footprints, useful for privacy assessment and cyber investigations. How to collect data from the Google Takeout? Request Google Takeout data from this site. Select relevant services like Gmail, Drive, search, location, YouTube, etc. Then download and extract zip files. Then we can apply analysis on search and web history, Gmail, Drive, location data. What we get from this analysis? User activity patterns, privacy concerns, security risks, suspicious activities. Today, data breaches is normal in every cases. So, have you been pawned? कोई आप में से pawn हुआ है अभी तक? किसी का data breach हुआ है अभी तक? तो data breaches can be serious with some exposing everything from your personal information to your deepest secrets. Even if your password isn't directly revealed, a breach can still be a problematic. आप अगर आप पासवर्ड भी किसी को नहीं देते हैं तब भी आपका डाटा ब्रीच हो सकता है. जैसे कि एग्जांपल है कि आपको स्पैम ईमेल्स आती हैं, वो कैसे आती हैं? क्योंकि आपका डाटा ब्रीच हुआ है तभी आपको स्पैम ईमेल्स आ रही हैं, वो कोई स्पैम भेज रहा है आपको. जैसे एक और ब्रीच था फेसबुक का 2019 में, जिसमें जो यूजर्स का उसका नेम, फोन नंबर एंड अदर डिटेल्स सब कुछ उसका ब्रीच हो गया. तो हमारे पास एक वेबसाइट है हैव आई बीन पॉन्ड.
This is open source tool.
ये ओपन सोर्स वेबसाइट है, फ्रीली अवेलेबल है. इसमें हम अपनी आईडी, जैसे मैं अपनी पर्सनल आईडी लिखता हूँ, देन चेक.
ऐसा तो नहीं ईमेल डालने से हमारा ईमेल ब्रीच हो जाए?
नहीं सर. नहीं.
Have you tested this thing?
Yes sir.
ओपन सोर्स है तो इसकी सिक्योरिटी का क्या सर्टिफिकेट?
नहीं सर, एक्चुअली क्या है कि ये जो है ना, ये डेटा डार्क वेब के डेटाबेस से कनेक्टेड है. वहाँ क्या करता है कि जो भी मेल आईडी
जो आपके कीवर्ड्स है, जैसे मेरा नाम अमन कुमार धीमान है,
नहीं मेरा सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन है कि
ये स्टोर नहीं करता सर.
ये सर आपकी ईमेल ही ले रहा है और कुछ नहीं ले रहा है. आपकी ईमेल
से तो सब
डाटाबेस, आपकी ईमेल ही डाटाबेस में चेक कर रहा है. ईमेल तो ऐसे हर जगह है, पर आपकी ईमेल ही डाटाबेस में सर्च कर रहा है. जैसे कि ये देखिए मेरे केसेस में एक ब्रीच हुआ है मैथवे का ब्रीच हुआ था जनवरी 2020 में. इसमें मेरा कौन सा डाटा कंप्रोमाइज हुआ? डिवाइस इंफॉर्मेशन, ईमेल एड्रेस, नेम, पासवर्ड और सोशल मीडिया प्रोफाइल्स. ये मेरा डाटा ब्रीच हो चुका है. वैसे ही हमारे पास एक पासवर्ड्स का है, तो यहाँ हम पासवर्ड डाल देते हैं। जैसे लॉजिकली पासवर्ड क्या डालते हैं, नेम @डेट ऑफ बर्थ। तो जैसे मैं अपना डालता हूँ, देखिए 154 टाइम्स द पासवर्ड हैड रिसीव्ड। तो यहाँ से हम पता कर सकते हैं कि हमारा डाटा ब्रीच हुआ है कि नहीं हुआ है। तो जब आप पता कर लेंगे तो आपको इमीडिएटली आपका पासवर्ड चेंज कर लेना चाहिए।
But how you know like this one is like authentic, right? So what is the security and all those other features you have with this website that you're saying like nobody gonna to put their password to check if their password is correct or not, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
सर एक्चुअली क्या है कि जो भी डेटाबेस में हमारा डेटा ब्रीच हुए हैं तो ये कहीं ना कहीं स्टोर होते हैं, ठीक है। तो ये जो हमारा मेल आईडी है ना, बस ये सर्चिंग पर्पस के लिए ले रहा है कि ये डेटा स्टोर नहीं करेगा हमारा। मैं बता रहा हूँ, ये जो अभी मेल आईडी के कंडीशन में हुआ और ये जो पासवर्ड का कंडीशन है, पासवर्ड का कंडीशन में क्या होता है सर कि मतलब एक पासवर्ड्स की पूरी लिस्ट बनी हुई है। कॉमन पासवर्ड्स क्या होते हैं, मतलब जो हमारे पेनिट्रेटर होते हैं, जो पेनिट्रेट करते हैं, वो किस लॉजिक पे काम कर रहे हैं, किस टाइप के पासवर्ड से वो पेनिट्रेट कर रहे हैं। तो उस टाइप्स के पासवर्ड जब हम डालते हैं तो ये बताता है कि इस टाइप्स के जो पासवर्ड है वो फ्रीक्वेंटली एक्सेस किया गया है किसी और के थ्रू।
No, we got all these points, right? But how you gonna to get user trust to add their password in this website? So how you are, what kind of information or like information you are giving to the user so that he can trust your system to add this password? Because you are saying like this tool is free. Like let's say like for example we have Google, right?
Yes.
So Google is also storing your password.
Yes.
But at least it is storing your password when you are logging into their system. So they are taking the responsibility, they are telling you I am storing your password, and internally what you are running, they are also running the same thing and telling you like this password is compromised.
Yes.
So that's why I'm wanted to see the difference, how in your tool you are giving that insurance to the user.
They are only for searching purpose sir.
Oh, okay.
Only
ये स्टोर करता ही नहीं है।
It is a free source and there is one tool.
You are repeating the same thing every time. So we got your point. You are not storing it, but how you are gonna to provide that trust to the user? How they know like you are not storing rather than just saying it, right? Like the way you are going on the website, putting this information, then how user will know like this information is not stored or this is not some random site? Or
जब इनके सर इनके जो साइट्स है ना, उन पे इनका जो डिस्क्लेमर लिखा हुआ है ना, उनके अकॉर्डिंगली हम बता रहे हैं। बाकी हमने अभी उस लेवल पे जाके हमने
इवन वी कांट ट्रस्ट ऑन डिस्क्लेमर ना,
that's right.
पता वो क्या लिख रहे हैं।
एक वैसा ही एक ये पेड सॉफ्टवेयर भी है, पेड पेन टेस्टर का।
so there you are logging and all those details. So at least based on that you can trust it, right?
और सर एक
सिंपल सी बात है, अगर कोई भी वेबसाइट आपसे पासवर्ड मांग रही है, इसका मतलब वो आपका डेटा चुराएगी
मांग नहीं रही है, आपके ऊपर है, आप करना चाहते हैं कि नहीं करना।
नहीं तो मांगे रही एक तरीके से। If somebody asking for your this OTP और पासवर्ड, इसका मतलब वो 100% फेक है। ऐसे कोई तो कर ही नहीं सकता।
नहीं सर
एक्चुअली ऐसे तो गूगल
just come to the technical question. What is privacy? Technical question.
इनका जो सर डिस्क्लेमर है
उन्होंने
बताया।
Forget about them. Yeah, right. Just simple.
I
Yeah.
just want technical answer. Technical answer. What is privacy?
to protect our
Technical answer in computer networks terms.
What is security? What is privacy?
Only in computer networks and technical terms. What is privacy?
दो चीजें हैं, सिक्योरिटी और प्राइवेसी।
हाँ, प्राइवेसी मीन्स कि जो हमारा पर्सनल डेटा है।
मैं समझ रहा हूँ। Technical and as a researcher, what is privacy?
Do you know difference between security and privacy? Two terms.
One is a sample like security means how we are securing our data. Means
what is a specific definition, technical definition of privacy? That अगर हमें privacy maintain करना है, so we have to attain that definition.
सर यही जो चीज़ है जो आई हैव इन पॉइंट से बताया, यही गूगल भी प्रोवाइड करता है। जैसे
ये तो रिसर्चर किस बात को, जब सब चीज़ को मान ही लो। तुम्हारा काम वेबसाइट प्रमोट करना है, तुम्हारा काम उसमें रिसर्च एस्पेक्ट ढूंढना है।
यहाँ डार्क वेब गूगल हमें प्रोवाइड करता है डार्क वेब रिपोर्ट में, जैसे गेट स्टार्टर करते हैं इधर, तो ये मेरी आईडी है।
इस पे आप टच कर सकते हो बिकॉज यू आर इन योर आईडी,
यस
है ना।
There two data which is leaked your info to the dark web. जैसे कि ईमेल, मेरी ईमेल 2 बार डाटा डार्क वेब में ब्रीच हो चुकी है। एक है कट आउट प्रो में एक मीम चैट, ये हमें गूगल अगर अथेंटिकेशन नहीं चाहिए तो ये गूगल बता रहा है हमें।
ठीक है,
चलिए हो गया।
अभी है
नहीं भाई हो गया।
We got it, like what
अच्छा,
what you are trying to present. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
ये सब आगे और
We have done time limitation of time.
थैंक यू। लगाइए आपको। गुड।
Respected panel members, thank you for the opportunity to present our idea in this activity. We are team 3 and myself Dr. Aarti Gautam Dinkar from Gautam Buddha University and my teammate Mr. Navneet Kumar. We will be presenting our presentation on the topic trust assessment in IoT. This is the timeline outline of our PPT. So we will be talking about the IoT. That IoT is the network which are having sensor nodes as their base entities, and those nodes are in general resource constrained in terms of their power, in terms of their memory, in terms of their bandwidth, etc. And at the same time, they have various applications in real time, like they are used in the smart homes, healthcare monitoring systems, industrial IoT, vehicular ad hoc networks, and many more other applications are also there. Because of their resource constrained environment, there are various challenges also in these networks which are related to the security, reliability, trust of the network. And these are the basic concepts in IoT which are quite research oriented in terms of their life cycle, like how the network is being formed and how the network propagation takes place and how their working is being evaluated in terms of trust. So why we need trust assessment to be done in IoT network? Because that as we talked about the IoT applications, we have to sometimes deploy the IoT devices in large scale manner, and at the same time we also have to tackle the vulnerabilities, security in the IoT networks, and we have to manage the risk also in the networks. So these are the different factors which are influencing the trust in the IoT networks. The identity of the various nodes which are there in the network, and the data integrity means the data aggregation which is taking place in the network while they are communicating with each other, and the reliability of the communication, like whatever communication is being done by the nodes, if it is reliable or not, if the data communicated is correct or not. And as well as we have to look after the past interactions and the behavior of the nodes also to evaluate the trust. These are the different papers we have gone through. Navneet, you can please.
Like first one, we have used some swarm optimization, where we have used some fitness function based on trust allocation. The first one is battle competitive swarm. Actually, There are various factors which we consider in this, like routing protocols vulnerability. In the second one, this one also from speaker from Tayyib sir, which is attend I think 3 or 4 days ago.
Yes.
They use dependable trust, they use trustworthiness of a node, and next one is wormhole attack. We used in this paper, they used ACO model to use and calculate the trust of a particular node. Next.
So for calculating the trust, we generally we have two types of models: reputation-based models and behavior-based models. Reputation is basically the you can say the communication of the node in the network. On the basis of that, the reputation earned by the node, like if it is reliable or not, that is assessed in this model. And behavior is basically when the node is being able to forward the information or not to the next entities. So in this trust models, generally what we do, we collect the feedback from the neighboring nodes for the reputation of the node. Like we collect the feedback if the neighboring node is reliable or not, or they are forwarding the information or the packet in the appropriate manner or not. And accordingly, we assign the scores to the nodes. And in this model, the challenge is if there are any fake reviews or if there are any Sybil attack possibility in the IoT network. In the second behavior-based trust model, in this we have to monitor the devices over the time according to their actions, what actions they are performing in the network while communicating with the network entities. And according to that, the scores are being assigned to each node as per their behavior. And in this also we have different challenges, like if because of the dynamic environment of the IoT network, the energy consumption is also one of the factors. So these are the different challenges. At the same time, these two models are used for trust assessment. We can have the hybrid models also, which are the combination of these two. And in addition to that, we can also use the cryptographic algorithms to construct the trust model. These are the different steps when we assess the trust. That we have to collect the data, we have to analyze, we have to compute through the algorithms, and accordingly we have to make the decision. These are the different tools which can be used to implement the IoT network, like MATLAB, Python, Puja, and Network Simulator 3 and 2. This is the screenshot we have taken from the Puja simulator, where we have implemented
Actually, sir, we have deployed some sensor in a random area where these are some sensor network, and we are defined some radio link there. These are the range, and these are we are create some direct acyclic graph from the particular area. When all nodes are connected, we have some data, and we calculate after that the trust measurement or the trustworthiness of the node when all nodes are connected. Like we previously discussed, there are a possibility of Sybil attack. If there are some other node which want to connect to this, so this will reflect. There is a procedure for it, mathematical behind this.
So these are the challenges. We have also talked about the IoT challenges earlier. In addition to that, we have, as we have talked, that IoT devices are resource constrained. This is one of the major challenges, because managing the energy in the network is a challenge when we are having different clusters and cluster managers and base station communication. And at the same time, we have to manage if there are any malicious node or any suspicious node came into the network and they are trying to communicate with the network. At the same time, when we have to apply our network to certain applications, so scalability also comes in to the picture. So scalability and adaptability in the dynamic environment is also one of the challenge, where we have to manage whether the network is trustworthy or not, or the nodes are trustworthy or not. At the same time, nowadays AI and ML related algorithms are also quite used. So this is also one of the future scope, that AI ML based trust evaluation models we can design. And at the same time, lightweight trust computation techniques are also required, as we talked that the devices are resource constrained. So in general, it is preferred that the techniques which are being used in these networks must be lightweight. At the same time, we have decentralized and tamper-proof trust assessment also, because we have talked that the deployment of the IoT devices are in different ways, right? And it is dynamic in nature. So at that place, if there are any nodes which can be tampered with or that can be captured, so that is also one of the area of research where we can work on the topic to prevent the node capture in the IoT network. Then smart contracts for automated trust evaluation in the IoT network is also one of the future direction in which we can go for further research. So these are the conclusions that we have gone through the importance of trust in the IoT network to maintain the security in the IoT scenario, and we have assessed the basic trust models, and we have talked about the future scope in the IoT networks.
Yes, sir.
एक simple सा question.
ठीक है, sir.
We have a sensor network.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. You are performing trust evaluation.
Yes, sir.
Energy है. We have two parameters, trust and energy.
ठीक है, sir.
अगर हम देख रहे हैं nodes को, we have to हमने क्या पाया? A node having highest energy and highest trust. तो हम क्या फिगर आउट करेंगे? वो ट्रस्टवर्दी है, SSPCS है।
नहीं सर, आपने बताया कि उसकी एनर्जी
हाईएस्ट है। Every node is forwarding data।
ठीक है सर।
A node having मतलब उसके पास complete energy है, highest energy as compared to others। higher energy value और higher trust। ऐसा एक नोड का हो सकता है।
सर स्टार्टिंग में हम सभी नोड्स को अगर
स्टार्टिंग में सभी का ट्रस्ट हाई है, एवरीबॉडी हैज इक्वल एनर्जी।
ठीक है सर, जैसे आपने बताया ना
सिमुलेशन कर लो।
हाँ ठीक है सर। तो सर जैसे आपने बताया कि हाई एनर्जी है, इट्स मीन सर को
देखा एक नोड की हाई एनर्जी है।
हाँ सर, सबसे हाई एनर्जी है
और हाई ट्रस्ट है।
हाँ ठीक है। तो सर हाई एनर्जी का मतलब है सर उसने अभी कम्युनिकेट नहीं किया है किसी के साथ, तो सर उस पर सस्पिशियस हो सकता है ना? चांसेस
हो सकता है वो रोग नोड हो जो कि इंसर्ट कर दिया गया हो नेटवर्क।
चांसेस हैं। नॉट सेल्फलेस का मतलब सेविंग इट्स एनर्जी, नॉट फॉरवर्डिंग डेटा।
थैंक यू सर।
और डेटा, मेरा क्वेश्चन है डेटा ये कैसे यूज करते हो? जैसे जो डेटा आपने उसके अंदर जो जैसे जो फ्यूचर रिसर्च के लिए आप बोल रहे हो कि जैसे डिसेंट्रलाइज इकोसिस्टम रखोगे और मतलब ये आपका
फ्यूचर में सर पढ़ रहे हैं सर।
अच्छा हाँ
फ्यूचर वर्क है सर।
ओके
ट्राई कर रहे हैं सर।
हाँ, तो मतलब उसमें आप और रिसर्च करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो कि कैसे उसको कर सकते हैं और क्या क्या फ्रेमवर्क है।
थैंक यू सर।
कोई भी आ जाओ, क्या और कोई टीम नहीं है सर? अरे भी तो टीम 11 तो है। हाँ 6 कोई भी आओ।
ओके
6 13 पे भी करनी है। कोई भी नहीं दो ही लोग कोई भी करना तो पड़ेगा। उसका कोई भी दो ही लोग
टीम 11 आपका प्रेजेंटेशन कब होगा?
अरे वो कोई प्रेजेंट एनीबॉडी विल कम एंड प्रेजेंट, कुछ तो करो प्रेजेंट। गेट पेपर देंगे। कोई नहीं, nobody here.
आमिर है लेकिन
Not presenting.
6, 11, 12, 13.
6 में स्टूडेंट्स हैं हम टेक के, they go for the gate paper.
So 11, 12, 13.
11, 12, 13, most of them are not available.
Okay.
Gate paper.
So कई स्टूडेंट्स को गेट का एग्जाम देना